I always say that Sherlock Holmes is the greatest detective of all time. So when I tell you that someone is coming to 2-1B Baker Street who is in need of Sherlock's help, would you believe me? Well, then let me tell you all about it. It was a foggy morning in London when a hansom cab pulled up outside 2-1B Baker Street. Out stepped a man and a woman. The man, tall and thin, with a long, scraggly beard, looked every bit the eccentric artist. The woman was young and pretty, but there were dark circles under her eyes, and she seemed very, very tired. "Miss Mary Sutherland," said the woman, extending a hand to Sherlock Holmes. "I came as soon as I could after receiving your note, Mr. Holmes. This is my brother Charles." "Thank you for coming," said Holmes. "I trust you have brought your violin." "Yes," said the young man, reaching into his coat pocket and pulling out a violin. "It's not much, but it's mine." "Ah, an artist," said Holmes, looking at him with interest. "Tell me, Mr. Sutherland, how long is it since you first noticed this?" "Since I first noticed what, Mr. Holmes?" "That your sister was in danger." The young man blushed. I don't know exactly what you mean." "Don't be afraid, Charles," said Miss Sutherland. "It's all right. You can tell Mr. Holmes." She turned to Holmes. "It's just that lately we've had this feeling that someone is watching us, following us. Last night someone tried to break into the house. We think that someone is trying to steal from us." "Steal," said Holmes. "But you have nothing of value. You are poor artists, are you not?" "We do have one thing of value," said Miss Sutherland, "and that is my wedding ring. It was an heirloom in my family. That's the only thing I have of any value." Holmes nodded. "And when did you last wear it?" "Every day until 2 days ago. I haven't worn it since the 29th. Holmes closed his eyes. "Then I shall take it," he said, "that you have been followed for some days now." "How do you know that, Mr. Holmes?" "Elementary, my dear Miss Sutherland. If the 29th was the last day you wore your ring, then it follows that whoever has been watching, that you has had time to study your habits, your hours, your entrances and exits, and so he knew when you would not be at home." A knock sounded at the door. "That," said Holmes, opening it and looking out, "is our artist. Come in, will you?" He turned to the Sutherlands. "Now, if you will both go into the sitting room and lock the door, I shall examine your flat." As Holmes entered the bedroom, he noticed a faint sound. Yes, there was a scratching sound coming from inside the wall. Holmes took off his coat and handed it to the surprised landlady, Mrs. Hudson, saying, "I have a little investigation to conduct." He then began to make a small hole in the wall with his penknife. A few moments later, he was inside the wall, crawling on his hands and knees, found a small stash of tools and a half-written note. On it was the name of the writer, Lestrade. Holmes smiled. He knew just the person. Lestrade said aloud, "You are a clever man, but you should remember one thing. Sherlock Holmes is a little bit cleverer, and that, my dear Watson, is the end of the story." "Or is it?" "No, it's not." "Why is it not the end of the story?" "Because I haven't told you the best part yet." "What is the best part, you ask?" "Well, that's for me to know, and for you to find out. If you want to know how this story ended and how Lestrade played a part in it, we'll have to read the original story by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. The story I just told you is, of course, The Adventure of the Speckled Band. And you can find it, along with all of the other Sherlock Holmes stories, in the wonderful collection called The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. It really is wonderful. And once you've read it, you can come back here and we can talk about it all. Just search for the title in the search box. Till then, remember, if you always do what's right, you will never fall.